should have gone at the interval, eh? We should have gone. Come on, my love.
Well?
Don't say anything, Philip, please.
I think it's home. Hmm?
Well, the last act was better.
Better than what? Nothing? Because I assure you that it's not. Never mind. It's nothing Gordon can't do something about.
Morning, Stephen.
Oh, morning.
Oh, morning, Dusty. Still here, I see.
Oh, poor Mabel. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry. The only thing that matters is the play.
Oh, dear.
Oh, darling, you caught me. But then you get them in for me, don't you?
Philip, what are you doing in here when in there?
Keeping out of it.
You have no right to keep out of it. You're Gordon's agent.
It's a little early in the morning to be anybody's agent. I usually don't start reading scripts until 9 o'clock. Luckily, I didn't bring any with me. I knew, you see, that last night would be fraught. It's a very difficult play. It's the sort of play Gordon shouldn't have written if he wanted a quiet life.
Mabel is on our side,
What is our side?
The side of common sense and commercial possibility,
I am not a commercial director.
Do you think the second act is too long?
Stephen, we spent the whole night saying the second act is too short. And that's what Gordon is doing now, tip by tap.
Yes. Well, I fear it's going to be too long now, and getting longer. Do you think the second act is too long, Mabel?
Yes, I do.
Oh, do you think you might keep out of it, Mabel?
Or perhaps it's so badly directed, it just seems too long.
No, Mabel, it isn't badly directed. It's too short.
Is that what's wrong with it? Ah. Well, the life of this house has to go on no matter what. Do you see?
Coffee?
Coffee. Do you mean to say that you went to bed leaving Gordon, your client, to cope alone?
I was ordered to bed by your husband.
Were you being boring?
I merely suggested they took the play off and offered to find them another one. Oh, don't go with it to Brighton, will you? I shan't.
Gordon is going to need us both in Brighton.
The only thing Gordon's going to need in Brighton is oxygen. Such a pity he can't drink, and you won't let him have a young girl as a mistress. Look what you'd be saved. A beautiful young girl was asking after him last week. Came into the office and asked for Gordon because she wants to do a production of that old play of his, Elephant, the one I call Dumbo. Did you ever see that? Sweet, pink little thing. And so was she. She wants to do a production of it at Ludlow Castle. Oh, fringe Ludlow, I'm afraid. Not the main house, somewhere down by the moat. Every bit as wet. She was a very go-ahead young girl, and Gordon would enjoy it. Which brings us back to Tortoise, doesn't it?
It's got to be shorter.
No!
He's not enjoying it, is he, darling?
No, I think we can safely say that Gordon isn't enjoying the production of his play Tortoise one bit. And I think that you are not helping him.
I'm not. I never liked it. I refused to represent it, if you remember.
Yes, I do remember. Gordon has had to do all this himself.
Then he's only got himself to blame.
I see. It doesn't help when you shout out in the middle of it.
Not meant to. Meant to draw attention to me, to what I'm suffering. Those narrow rows of seats. I never go to the theatre anymore because of those seats. They've got narrower. Tom Lawrence has written a beautiful play.
I don't think I care.
Isn't he a friend of yours?
No, not when he's written a beautiful play.
Oh, but you'll both love this one. It's so tender and compassionate, and it's a poem. Yes, a poem. I think I can really say it's the greatest play I've ever read.
There's not much I can say to that, is there?
No, it is a bit of a conversation stopper.
You've got to be a little firmer with the old man.
Oh, why the hell can't he do it? Hey. Ooh.
I got her for you. If she can't come now, you'll have to find somebody else yourself. Well, what about it? Now, do you know any stars?
We can't get the Lord Mayor now, not at such short notice.
I don't know anybody at all.
There's that new American has just arrived in the village. Is he anything?
No. Well, he's very tall, but then they all are. No, they're not. All the ones that are anything are.
We'll have to paste her over.
Both my gentlemen are in Urdu, and my Mr. Tom Lawrence is often seen on television.
We can't have him again. We had him last year and nobody knew him. He's not a face.
Well, put your thinking caps on. Don't leave celebrities all to me.
I was hoping she might sign my picture show.
Oh, give the damn silly thing to me. I'll get her to do it the next time I see her. But no silly slop written on it, mind. Now, do you want me to speak to my Mr. Tom Lawrence?
No, I've got to be adamant. No, not 2 years running. Chairman's decision is final. Frank, will you check for double entries in the beans this year?
I know a young man has played for Bristol Rovers twice and been featured in Spot the Ball.
Footballers, that's all you care about. Footballers won't give you a witty opening.
Up you, Stephen. I'm writing a book.
There we are. Was that Gordon?
Yes.
Philip, you've got to persuade your client to rewrite the second act entirely, not just write it longer. I think it should be shorter.
It's that actor. He can't say those long speeches because he isn't a gentleman. I told him that. I thought he'd go mad.
I think everybody else is very good, don't you?
I don't like the play.
Yes, but... Yes.
But even if it were the greatest play ever, dreadful actor.
We wouldn't be able to even consider the Haymarket without him.
I wouldn't.
Thank you.
I've stopped thinking about the Haymarket. I'm thinking mostly about next week in Brighton.
Yes. Philip, speak to Gordon.
I'm not talking to him. Isn't he rewriting your dreadful second act?
No, he isn't. We thought he was, but apparently he has decided to write a book.
He can't write a book.
That's what he said. He just came out of his room, leered, and said, "Up you, Stephen, I'm writing a book, so he must be."
He can't start writing books. We'll starve.
Gordon, I must advise you not to write a book. You'll starve.
I'm not.
They think you are.
I was going to, but I find I can't punctuate properly.
Oh, don't worry about that. They have people to do that, publishers.
That's cheating. Good Lord.
You are to blame.
I am.
Yes, and you have come between me and Gordon all the time.
So I should hope.
Well, it isn't a good idea.
Yes, it is. If we are to earn a living, we can only earn a living if Gordon is happy, contented, and writing. You stop him.
I do.
People like you.
I do.
You fill his mind with ideas above his station.
I beg your pardon.
Gordon is perfectly happy writing films that are never made.
Wait.
You fill his mind with West End nonsense.
I've never...
See, Philip, when I get old, I want at least one book on my shelves written by me. It's quite simple. I don't rate anybody who doesn't write books. I prefer non-fiction, but if it's a good war book, I can take it. I was about to write a good war book.
I can't represent you if you write books.
Ah, well. Goodbye, Philip. I hope we'll remain friends.
I don't believe you. Do you know how much advance you can expect if you write a book?
It doesn't matter. I'm going to try. I'm going to join my son in the dole queue and feel clean.
I feel clean, and I've never been in a dole queue, not even when I was destitute in the 1930s.
How destitute were you, Philip? Down to your last Balkan sobrani?
Easy to say. Easy and flip. As a matter of fact, I was down to my last friend. Thank God he was heir to the throne.
Eh?
Ah. I didn't say which throne.
Ah, there are a good many thrones then.
Tom thinks you'll play brilliant.
What did he say?
He thought your leading lady was wearing quite the wrong colour.
That's you. Nobody cares about colours but you.
Ah, that's where you're wrong. If you've got your sights set on the West End, if then colour is frightfully important.
I'm institutionalized. That's my problem. Live in one room. I can't envisage colors.
Ah, I've heard that one before. Get yourself a mistress. There was this young lady.
Young?
Not that young. You could cope.
Get out. You're trying to ruin my routine.
I'm suggesting you vary your routine.
You mean stop writing?
I mean, don't write a book.
Well, it doesn't follow. That's not logical. That's not what you mean at all. Get out into the world. That's what you mean.
Oh, no. Nothing as drastic as that. She'd come into your world.
No. She'd hate it.
Well, I've never seen anything like this before. Well, not here.
I see. Well, if you don't want to help, Mrs. Field...
My poor girl, what have you been through?
I've been through hell, Mrs. Field. This is Stephen and this is Dusty.
Well, it won't take me long to do something about that. Now, you sit down and get your feet up. Is he in there?
Yes.
You don't deserve what you've got, Mr. Maple.
What have I got now?
More'n you deserve.
I know. I know.
And you'll be there at 12 o'clock, please. Prompt. All judges. He'll cop it if he's not there. Men. Right. Now, I'll cope with all this willingly. Well, I don't know. On a Sunday. Now, you can't stop here if I'm going to clean it. So everybody out. Now, it can't be more than a lick and a promise on Sundays. Now, you do understand that, don't you, Mrs. Maple? It's never more than a lick and a promise on Sunday. Ooh, I get that short of breath.
I wonder why.
Oh, so do I. I've been to every one. Now, are these gentlemen coming to the Flower Festival? I only ask, because schedules is in very great demand. But I happen to look after my friends, and I can let you have 2 each.
They're going, aren't you?
Mabel, can you make sure that Gordon comes to Brighton?
No, I can't.
We need him. When he's finished his book, of course. Can he finish it by tomorrow?
I think you'll find that when you are gone, when order has returned to this chaos, Gordon might well think of doing something. What you don't seem to understand is that he can't do anything unless things are nice for him, unless there is order and calm and bacon and tomatoes for breakfast, his own tomatoes. He showed them to you yesterday, but you weren't interested, were you?
Oh, I think I was. I think Dusty was given some, weren't you, Dusty?
Oh, my God.
I'm delighted. I do hope you enjoy them.
I said you were on our side, Mabel.
Mabel, I said you're on our side. Dusty wasn't sure. Are you?
I'm on Gordon's side.
Well, you shouldn't be. You should be on the side of Gordon's play.
The play is an old play. He wrote it years ago, and you're only doing it because you managed to persuade that silly old man to do it when he could do it, would do it.
He's going to be a great success, isn't he, Dusty?
What in?
Quite, not in this play.
But without him, there isn't a possible chance.
Good. Then I hope he breaks his neck. If he breaks his neck, getting out of bed this morning, stumbling towards his pot of cold cream, does that mean no Brighton?
No, that means Brighton with an understudy.
Ah, then I think I'd rather Brighton got hold of him than some poor understudy. I've been an understudy myself.
Of course, Mabel. Why wouldn't Gordon let you play the other part? Did he think you were too rusty? I wish he'd asked me. I would have said yes, you know.
Yes, they all try that, Stephen. They all try to butter me up by remembering that I was at one time quite a good actress and offering me wildly unsuitable parts. Yes, I thought you knew that. No. No, I don't want to play the part of the aged actress, thank you very much. I'm too young, I'm too beautiful, and I'm too busy taking care of my home, my husband, and my daughter. And your car has arrived.
Oh, is that a Rolls Royce? Are you something?
I beg your pardon?
Are you known? Would anybody know you?
His mother would. Might.
Mabel, please. You know he's got to work on the play. Please.
I don't know anything of the kind. We have far more important things to do today. The Flower Festival, for example, where my husband is judging the wine. Lots of people can write plays. Only one person today can judge the wine. If he has time afterwards, he might well think of adjusting his play to words of one syllable so that they may be grunted the better by that awful actor that you persist is the only person to... I'm going to cry. So I think you both better go. I'm exhausted and I'm going to cry, so please leave.
Mabel, you are on our side, aren't you?
I'm trying to be, Dusty. You are taking Philip with you, aren't you? Please don't leave Philip behind in some corner somewhere. Philip, they're going!
Now, they never use the front door. You'll have to go round the back. Nobody uses the front door round here, because the houses is all built back to front. Which is why this over never works. And don't think he's the only person that can judge the wine. He's not that by a long chalk.
No, this is rather good. But it can't be anything of mine. It was under the carpet. Do you know, I think I did write this.
Philip, they're going without you.
I hope so.
Are you not going?
I would be failing in my duty if I did. I am staying here, and I am mounting guard over this typewriter. He shall not write a book. He wants to, but he shall not.
He can write what he likes.
I wrote this. It was under the carpet. You know, I used to be quite good. Look at this. When I was young. Oh, we never keep it up, do we? Never do anything as well as we did the first time, do we? Did you know I've discovered the other day I can't ride a bike anymore? Well, they say you never forget how to ride a bike. But I have. Well, I mean, I haven't forgotten. I know where to put my feet and where to sit, but I can't anymore. It hurts.
You wrote this last week.
Nonsense. Yellow paper.
You got this at a job lot at a sale last week.
Oh, well, flash in the pan. I haven't written anything as good as that for years.
It's a very bad poem.
It isn't.
Yes, it is.
You haven't been writing poetry.
I most certainly have. Good poetry.
There's no such thing as good poetry if it's just been written by you.
Ah, by me. Ah, I might be a poet.
You aren't. I only have one poet.
We all know who that is, don't we? I'm going to bed.
You're quite right. He isn't a poet.
If he was, I wouldn't tell him. Just imagine.
Why are you staying?
You know why. I have to get Gordon to rewrite the sensational second act, making it less sensational for the lady who performs it, so that the other prima donna, who is our leading actor, won't feel left out of things. We won't keep him unless Gordon rewrites the second act.
I see. Don't get hysterical. You said that the second act was the best thing in it the first time you read it.
That was before I thought anyone would be foolish enough to want to put it on.
I see. Try not to shout. I see. Please relax. Gordon will do what everyone wants him to do. But I must persuade him, not you. I have to arrange some sort of order out of this. He can't work in this. He can only work in a normal atmosphere and in an ordered domestic routine. With me staying calm and not getting emotional, not letting last night's madness or tomorrow's dramas affect him or me. Please don't say anything more about Tom Lawrence and leave it to me to persuade him.
Good. Good they're gone. Now I can go back to bed. But what am I talking about? I haven't been to bed. Have you?
Yes.
Was it nice?
No, it was awful without you. It was so cold without you.
Well, did you sleep?
But of course I didn't, knowing that you were down here. Oh, darling, it must have been awful. I couldn't sleep.
Oh, what a waste of time. Why didn't you get up? Wish I'd had the chance. Nobody gave me the chance.
Oh, I know. It's not as if you could do anything about it, is it? I mean, they've got to get it right, haven't they?
Oh, quite. Yes, right. Answer the phone. Don't let them know I'm in bed. Tell them I'm in the lavatory. Vomit, all the rest of it. Say, I've just thought of... It's just come home to me that my play opens in Brighton tomorrow and I don't feel very well. They'll understand.
Where's he going?
I'm going... to the lavatory. It's just come home to me. They'll tear me to pieces there. Brighton. They're famous for it. Fiends. Dreadful. They enjoy it.
I thought I heard you were going to bed.
When I'm a little more comfortable inside.
Oh, no, you're not. Oh, no.
Look, can she speak to me like that? Well, you can speak to me like that because I love you, don't I? I mean, that's the kind of speaking I expect from people that I love, who love me.
You rotter, Dad, you absolute rotter. Just stay there till I get you.
See, that's all right, and I obey her because I love her. Well, I like her. What have I done?
You're going without me.
Were you going to the lavatory? I haven't been to the lavatory with you since you carried your spare pair of trousers in your mother's handbag. That was only a few years ago.
She knows. She's been looking forward to it, haven't you, young lady, eh? I know.
The tasting of the wine.
Eh?
It'll do you good. To be among ordinary people, it'll help you to relax. You'll enjoy it.
What will I enjoy more than going to the lavatory?
Judging the wine. I've made out a chart, look.
Is it today? It is, isn't it? My goodness, I don't know anything about wine. The books. The books. I know absolutely nothing about wine.
You know quite a lot about drinking it, though, don't you?
Here, Kate, the books. I don't want to make a fool of
Oh,
myself.
it's all right, Daddy. I've made out a list of all the things you ought to know. Colour, smell, taste, that's all.
Yes, I can do that. Now, what do we need? We need a glass. A glass. Will there be water? Water for the rinsing out of the mouth. And there must be a piece of bread. Loaf of bread, Mabel.
Yes.
Now, Kate, look, you must make little ticks. Colour, taste. Well, what is worn? I'm going upstairs to find a set.
Go with him, Kate. He mustn't go to bed.
What time have I got to be there? I must have a bath.
He's allowed a bath, but make him keep the door open so that we can shout at him.
Sweater and jeans, I think, don't you? Is that all right, Mrs. Field? What do they usually wear?
Well, I don't know that I've ever noticed. Just you do the job properly.
That's why I'm going to have a bath. Country wines, you see. The body's covered in wild yeasts. Got to wash off all the wild yeasts. Don't want to start a secondary fermentation, do we?
Go with him, Kate. Keep him talking. He must not go to sleep.
Mum, it isn't necessary.
Oh, yes, it is. Just keep talking to him. If it takes longer than 3 minutes to tell you to stop being silly, then call me and I'll come and see if he's drowning.
How boring. I wish I'd never said I'd go now. I've got an essay to write, you know.
I've been very badly let down by that friend of yours. She promised to come and open the flower festival. Of course, we haven't heard from her. And I'm getting stick, aren't I?
Oh, are you?
Yes, I am.
Mrs. Field, you're crying.
This is the first time I've been let down in 20 years.
But I didn't think you knew how to cry.
And I don't usually. I'm beyond tears usually. These are tears of frustration.
Oh, let me see. Mrs. Field, you poor soul. You shouldn't be having tears of frustration at your age. Do you want a handkerchief?
No, thank you, no. I'll manage no more than a few drops. I'm beyond tears. But if I had that friend of yours here, I'd give her tears.
Which friend, Mrs. Field?
Well, that Miss Sylvia Rhodes. She promised to come and open the flower festival.
Oh, really?
Yes. Is this you?
Oh, now you're making me want to cry. Yes, that's me when I was young and famous.
Will anybody remember you now?
Is it her son? She's doing a lot of crying today. Is he in trouble again? Where is he, Dartmoor? I shall go and visit him. I was in prison, you know, during the war. I learned to act. He should learn to act. He's very good looking. And I know just the chum to represent him.
Just a moment, sir. You are?
About to give my opinion of the wine. About to taste it. And this is Kate, my daughter, and T.A., tasting assistant. She's underage, so she won't be allowed to drop, I promise you.
Don't be so rotten, Daddy. I have wine at home.
You are Mr. Tom Lawrence?
Poet of this parish? No, I'm not. I'm Gordon Maple. I am not a poet. There, I'm sorry to say, underneath Mr. Tom Lawrence.
I thought you weren't. I know Mr. Tom Lawrence. He's a very nice man.
Ah, yes. It's going to be one of those days.
Right, sir. Well, I hope you don't mind, but security has got to be strict in view of the fact that last year there was a to-do over the beans. Will you need anything? There'll be a cup of tea, of course.
No, just leave me to the wine.
Gordon, old love. How are you?
In the pink, old fruit.
Good. Has it been dreadful?
No?
I've heard terrible tales.
You pig.
No, I'm not gloating.
You are gloating.
No, really, old love, I'm not. Has it been awful?
Yes.
But, not dreadful.
It's been dreadful as well. Not to put too fine a point on it, it's been terrible.
Yeah, Philip said it had. He said it had been frightful.
It's been all of that. What did you think of the play?
So far?
Oh, I'll kill you, actually. I will. I'll kill you.
Well, Jenny didn't like it.
Well, I'll kill her as well.
Jenny's a fool.
No, she's not. She liked my last telly play.
Well, old mate, she does occasionally get things right. Or wrong.
Bit like the rest of us, really, isn't she, then?
Hey, you've grown up since I last saw you last week.
Every weekend, out of the school nicks and into the tie and dye. Always gets them.
I'm soon not going to be able to kiss you, young lady. Or rather, I'm going to enjoy it soon, and you're not.
Oh, I don't know. You're still quite young and famous.
Filth. What are you doing here?
Me? Come to taste the wine.
Subject to availability. I was here first.
Dear, have we got two judges?
Indeed, but we're friends.
What will you do, gentlemen?
You see, subject to availability, old sweetheart. Available, eh? Not much on your neck of the industry?
I've got my play for the National.
Oh, everybody's got one of those. He's got one of those, haven't you?
Oh, do a bit of writing, do you?
Hear that bloke on the radio the other day introduced as so-and-so playwright? Never heard of him, never. Calling himself a playwright. What was his name? You'll never have heard of him.
Quite.
What do you have in your passport?
I don't go anywhere.
I know what you have, actually, because I saw it when we went on holiday together. And you let me pass it through the car window because you were sitting on pot.
I was not sitting on pot.
A poet is born.
I don't go anywhere. Not since the war. I could get one.
You have teacher in your passport, Tom Lawrence. And I have prospective Liberal candidate.
No, you don't. You have company director.
Yeah, quite, but I don't have playwright, do I? Nor do you. Be damned. Anyway, he's doing his play for the National, like all the rest of us.
Yes, quite. You're doing...
I most certainly am. Everybody who's anybody is doing a play for the National. And a lot of people who are nobody.
I'm sorry.
I've done mine, and I was sitting on wine.
A poet died.
Would you both take the responsibility, perhaps, each?
Why not? I'll do the dry, you do the sweet.
I don't like sweet.
Neither do I.
We'll do both then.
What'll I do?
You, Kate, will record our impressions. Well, where's the wine? I say, look at the length of that bean.
'Tis rather good, isn't it?
You sure it hasn't been got at?
I'm sorry.
Last year they were.
Really? Well, how can you tell?
Read that.
I haven't got time for that, Mrs. Phelan.
Have you got somebody to open the show?
I'm going to do it myself.
I don't think so. Read that. I've got it all down. Now, there's 2 years of Bristol Old Vic and films include... Well, go on, read it. And Jackanory, so the kids'll know her. Yeah, right.
Mabel Hetherington. That rings a bell. No, it doesn't.
I'm sorry we've had such a low entry this year. Would one of you like to move over to vegetables? We've had one of the judges fail to turn up there. Oh, there is. The ladies open. No. Well, it's got to be first, second, and third. And you might like to put what you think on these cards. Is there anything you want at all?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Dad, did you bring a corkscrew? Tom?
Ah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there is a way. By banging the bottom of the bottle gently on the floor. Or on the table.
I see the principle.
Yes, pressure.
Try pulling them out with your teeth.
No, thank you. Of course, we should disqualify the lot. The cork should be easy to remove.
Yeah, I agree.
What are you going to do then?
Go home and write my book.
I'll believe that when I see it, Daddy.
She's very scathing, isn't she?
Oh! I got... Whoa! One out.
Oh, good.
Oh, I lost the filling. Thank you, Kate.
You won't be able to taste now.
I won't be able to go to Brighton.
Then you want to go to Brighton?
No, they'll destroy me. I won't have to go now I'm ill, will I?
Oh, heavens.
Well, I must go, though. I have to. Of course, it is just possible they may like my play. Well, you saw it. You liked it, didn't you?
I thought it was brilliant.
Now, don't talk rubbish.
I did!
Did you? Have a glass of wine. There we are.
Oh, what do we say about colour?
Colour? Good. What does it taste like?
Taste? Bloody marvellous. What is it?
I don't think you're supposed to say things like bloody marvellous. A good aroma. The, gently crushed nettles. What is it?
Elderflower.
Struth, it's bloody marvellous. No, marvellous. First prize, I think, don't you?
No, what about the other two?
Oh, I'm not sure about this one. I mean, bouquet, colour, taste. Is, gently crushed nettles the correct aroma for elderflower? It's going to be very close.
You've only tried one bottle, Dad.
Sorry, it's gotten out in the wrong spoon.
Do you want to say anything?
Write this down. Seldom have the judges come across a more delicate wine.
Delicate?
Don't you think so?
Oh, you're a poet, Tom.
Try it again.
Delicate, delicate. Good, delicious?
No, mundane.
Oh, it's not mundane.
Well, no, it isn't, but delicious is.
It's certainly not mundane.
I've written Del down now on the card. Do you want me to scratch it out?
No, don't spoil the card.
No, delectable.
Delicate is better.
No, it's not powerful enough, Tom. It's delinquent. Delinquent, yes.
Why not?
Seldom have the judges come across a more delinquent wine.
Seldom.
I never have.
Doesn't that mean naughty?
Yes, of course it does. Young and flighty and naughty and delicious and dangerous, Tom. You have a dangerous wine here, Frank.
Perhaps I ought to use it in my moped.
I don't think you're being serious, Frank.
Yes, I am. We used to drink ethyl glycol when I was in the army. Of course, we went blind, them as did.
Well, then you won't be able to give me your opinion of the colour of this delinquent wine.
Oh, yes. Looks to me like the colour of worms. Oh, well, gotta get on.
Dad, don't you think you ought to try one of the other bottles?
No, we're doing all right with this one, aren't we, Tom?
Yes. I've been having terrible trouble with my water, Gordon.
Let me see. Looks all right to me.
Don't let them see you watching them. They take it very serious.
Good colour, no bits. How often do you go?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have been getting up in the night, Doctor.
Been abroad?
America.
Recently?
Yesterday, actually.
You didn't... What is it?
It's that bloody awful film you wouldn't do.
Well, I'm not the poet, Tom.
It's terrible.
Well, you shouldn't have done it.
Colour.
I know. Why do we do it?
Hey, you know that one I said I would not touch with yours?
We're doing it?
Yes!
Colour.
What? Oh, yes.
Is this yours?
Yes, why?
Oh, yes.
That's a very good colour. Hey, Kate, get me a tomato to go with this bread. Sneak round.
This one isn't as good as the first bottle.
Oh, I don't know.
Listen, let's try the first one again.
No. Let's try the other one again before we try that one again.
Way of life so dear to us all.
Eh?
Village life. We wouldn't be without our villages. We would all rather we...
More than anywhere else in the country.
Here.
What's she talking about? She wouldn't move out of Bristol.
We're looking for a house in London.
You're not. We're not.
Taste.
Say, yeah, by all means. Not too much, mind.
The first flowers of spring.
I wonder who she looked like. It's Bet Davis when she played the Queen.
Which queen? The Virgin Queen.
Ploughing the fields and the scattering of the good things.
Of course. It's a long time ago, mine.
Yeah, it would be.
Flower shows are only part of it. The village school, the village pub, the village petrol station. I must say I'm fascinated by the way the village has adjusted to modern life, has absorbed the weekender, the pressures of television, the demands of modern youth, that they should have everything their city friends expect out of life.
Opens in Brighton tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Yes, with an actor who... Well, you don't want me to describe the actor, do you? No, no.
Well, so it disappears without trace in Brighton tomorrow.
Nothing disappears without trace in Brighton. There's always something nasty left floating on the surface. I hope it isn't me.
They're terrible. They'd castrate you, you know, they would. They've all got little knives.
They've had me twice. My voice goes up 2 octaves in anticipation as I book my room at the Imperial.
Actually, it is worth taking heart in the fact that the things that they love very rarely get anywhere at all. I don't know which is worse. I've had both. I wouldn't go again if I were you.
I've got to go.
Nothing illustrates this better than a poem written by my husband. I came across a village of grey stone and hollyhock, crosses in the churchyard, names obliterate with green moss, lichen, and rasp of wind. Walls with pink stubs of brick let in, roofs thatched, pulled by birds with homes to make, or corrugated iron painted black. A poor village, no big house. And it says on the notice board, "Welcome back to the electric brass lords and Sunner, who sings this Saturday at the War Memorial Hall."
I wrote that. Yes. Found it under the carpet today. She shouldn't have read it to this audience, though, should she?
Oh, quite. It's more your third program, is it?
No, they don't have third program anymore. But yes.
Quite. You didn't write that.
I did. You're not the only poet, mate.
It's dreadful.
No. It's the way she says it. That poetry reading voice. Isn't it?
No, it's the way you wrote it. It's awful.
Dad, Tom, don't you think you ought to pour what's left into all 3 bottles, just a little, and decide on first, second, and third?
Yeah, she's right.
I declare this
All right.
flower show, festival, and vegetable Sunday open.
Equal first, I think. Only fair way.
Yeah.
The judges found all the wines wonderfully dequinquent and decided to award equal first. There you are. That's the answer to that. Don't need those.
Well,
Mabel.
you're nice. Do you come here often?
Good Lord, no. You?
Oh, yes, every year. Judge the wine.
You don't live here?
Oh, well, Bristol.
Crumbs. Can you do that?
What?
I know who you are, you know.
Really?
You're Tom Lawrence, aren't you?
Yes, I am. And you are... Oh, the open ladies judge.
Yes. But actually, I'm Madge Titchley.
Crumbs! Yes, you write all that about men. And knitting and jam and taking the dog for a walk and meeting muggers intent on rape for the Sundays you do. You're very pretty.
Yes, she is, isn't she? Does she know who I am?
Just listen. Listen, my wife doesn't understand me.
You've had too much of that wine.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Crumbs. What do I do now?
Kiss her. It's the only way to get out of that. She's got bad breath. I don't suppose you know who I am, do you?
Can you get away from your cottage industries, wife?
When?
Well, tonight. Or next weekend. I'm up in town during the week.
Oh.
Do you know John Osborne?
Yes, does it matter?
No, but we know his lawyer awfully well. Well, one of his lawyers. Well, he used to be his lawyer. Well, he says he did. Billy will be delighted to meet you. He isn't in Ireland with his girlfriend. Look, tonight, Billy isn't here, and I've got an enormous cassoulet in the deep freeze.
Oh.
Well, going out.
I know John Osborne. We're great mates.
Aren't you working on that play of yours?
I beg your pardon? No.
I really think you should before Brighton, darling.
That's very good. Oh.
Hello, Mum. Dad? Dad?
Yes? Hello? Are you supposed to be here?
I think so.
I see. Do they know?
Oh, yes. I'm delighted to meet you. You're the cleaning lady I've had long conversations with.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, yes, you do. I'm Philip Mounter.
Oh, Mr. Mounter. Oh, you must forgive me. Oh, if I'd known it were you.
That's right. I've never known your name.
Oh, I'm Olive.
No, I mean your real name, Mrs. whatever you are.
Field. Mrs. Field, and there's no need to be rude. Are you drunk?
I don't drink.
They do. Them in there.
I think they have need to.
Nonsense. They're married to lovely ladies. Well, him down the corridor is. I can take the other one or leave her.
Quite. All those children. Oh.
Oh, I think the daughter's very nice. I could take him or leave him, all that hair, Wilfrid.
Wilfrid is wonderful. Wilfrid is an anarchist like me. I mean the Lawrence menage. The Jenny woman, the Jenny woman. She smells of milk. Everywhere you sit, there are biscuits. Old, sucked biscuits. Ah, Wilfrid, there you are. Where have you been? Filming?
Sleeping rough.
I hope you had good reason.
No, not really. I just thought I'd move out of a very bad scene I was into. Probation. I got probation.
Are you short of money? Does he keep you short of money, your father?
Now, don't you scatter things round here. I've just come home to see if there's anything I can do before your mother gets back. She won't want you scattering things around here.
Here's £10. I shall tell your father he's not to keep you short of money. Does he allow you to drink wine?
Wine?
Grab yourself a glass. He hates you smoking, doesn't he? Here, have one of these. He's going to Brighton, you'll be pleased to hear. With that play, it's going to be a disaster. He's refusing to rewrite it. It'll be the end of his career, you'll be glad to hear. He's driven me to drink. You know I never drink. Well, he's driven me to it. I shall make him hiss with rage. Have you ever seen your father hiss with rage? Yes, of course you have. The way he treats your poor mother. No wonder he wants to write a book. He'll go mad when he sees you.
Well, for another £10, you'll clear off.
For another £10, you'll stay.
All right. Oh, he has seen me. I dropped in the flower show, right? Well, we got a camera. Nothing in it. Look, I reckon I'd better split. I don't want any hassle.
Have another ciggy. He'll hiss with rage. I've got this for him. It's bound to be bad news, isn't it? I thought it was you until you arrived. But now it can only be very bad news about his play, can't it? I would open it, but I prefer to enjoy thinking of the awfulness that it's bound to be. Ah, here they are. Will you hide and jump out of a cupboard? Ah, Tom. Oh.
Oh, no, not you. I thought you were in prison.
No, probation. I got probation. Hey! Hey, I've made a new friend. Benny. What you like, Benny, about your age?
It's a real hiss, isn't it?
What are you doing here?
Inquest on Gordon's play. It's driven me to drink.
It's driven us all to drink.
Yes, but you're going to suffer, aren't you? Because I shouldn't be driven to drink, should I? Just when you're going to need me next week, when I can get a great deal of money for you, I'm going to be useless to you, aren't I?
What am I going to get a great deal of money for?
You're not. You were, but now you're going to have to put up with only a large amount of money. Or larger than Gordon, of course, because you're a poet, and poets are few and far between. He's still hissing. Look.
I'm going to count to 10, and I want you washed and out of this house.
You've got a telegram from Mr. Maple. You with the bottle.
Oh, darling, this is Freddie. He's a whipper-in. He really is. I knew you'd want to meet you. He won't go away. Champagne? Yes?
Marvelous. Our leading actors had a nervous breakdown.
Oh, darling, how marvelous.
Yes, isn't it? With any luck, he'll die before Brighton, and I won't have to go.
Oh, I love it.